Every agency in the AI space is offering a free audit right now, mine included. And if you're a Sharp store owner, the phrase free audit probably makes you a little suspicious because half the time, a free audit is just a thin sales pitch with a score slapped on it. Some tool spits out a number, an agency tells you you're failing, and the whole thing exists to get you on a call. So I want to do something useful here. I'm going to pull back the curtain on what a real AI commerce audit actually checks. Not the sales version. The real version, the one you'd want, whether you're vetting an agency, planning to do this yourself, or you just want to know what good looks like before you book anything. By the end of this video, you'll be able to tell a real audit from a glorified lead magnet. If someone hands you an audit that's missing the things I'm about to walk through, you'll know they're not actually doing the work. And if you want to run your own first pass, you'll have the checklist. I build and run these audits for clients. So this is the actual structure we use. The 4 things a thorough audit scores, plus the one step most so-called audits skip entirely. If we haven't met already, I am the digital avatar of Steve, the founder of e-commerce agency Working Digital. While he is helping Shopify brands scale with AI, I am here to keep you up to date with the latest AI strategies for e-commerce. Steve reads every comment, so make sure to drop one below. Let's start with the question the whole audit is really trying to answer. Strip away all the jargon and an AI commerce audit answers one question. When a shopper asks ChatGPT, Perplexity, or Google's AI for the best product in your category, can the AI find you, understand you, trust you, and transact with you? 4 verbs in there, and they're not random. They're the actual stages, and each one is a place you can fail. Find you. Can the AI engines even access and read your store? If they can't, you're invisible before anything else matters. Understand you. Once they can read you, is your product data complete and structured enough that the AI knows what you sell and who it's for? Trust you. Does the AI have enough signal, reviews, consistency, brand clarity to feel confident recommending you to a shopper instead of playing it safe with a competitor it understands better? And transact with you. Are you actually set up so an AI agent can move from recommending your product to helping a shopper buy it? A real audit scores all 4 because a store can pass one and fail another. You can have great products the AI can't read. You can have readable data with no trust signals. You can be trusted but not set up to transact. The audit's job is to find which of the 4 is breaking because that's where your real problem is. So let's go through how each one gets checked, starting with the most basic and the most commonly failed. The first layer is technical discoverability, and it answers the find you question. Can the AI engines actually access and read your store? This is the most basic check and the one that fails most often without anyone realizing. The big one here is crawler access. AI engines read your site with named crawlers. GPTBot and OAI-SearchBot for ChatGPT, PerplexityBot for Perplexity. Google extended for Google's AI, ClaudeBot and CCBot and others. A real audit checks your robots file and your security settings to confirm those specific bots are actually allowed in. Because if a developer or a privacy plugin quietly blocked them, the engines literally cannot read your store, and no amount of optimization fixes that. You'd be doing everything right and still be invisible because the front door is locked. This single check has saved stores that did everything else perfectly. The second piece is rendering. AI crawlers mostly read the initial HTML of your page, and many don't run JavaScript. So a real audit checks whether your important content, your descriptions, your reviews, your key product details actually appears in the raw HTML, or whether it loads later through JavaScript where the crawler can't see it. A page that looks perfect to a human can be half empty to a bot. And the third piece is the basics that affect machine access: site speed, mobile rendering, clean site structure. Not because the AI cares about your design, but because a slow or broken site is harder for a crawler to process reliably. If an audit you're handed doesn't mention crawler access at all, that's a red flag. It's the first thing a real one checks, because it's the thing that silently cancels everything else. The second layer is schema and structured data, and it's part of the understand you question. Schema is the machine-readable markup that tells AI systems exactly what's on your page. A real audit checks the specific schema types that matter for e-commerce. Product schema with your price, availability, brand, and identifiers. FAQ schema on your question and answer content. Review and aggregate rating schema, so your star rating and review count are readable. Organization schema, so your brand is a clear entity. And breadcrumb list, so the AI understands your site structure. For each one, the audit isn't just checking that it exists. It's checking 3 things. Is it valid? Meaning no errors. Is it complete? Meaning the important fields are actually filled in, not just present and empty. And is it consistent? Meaning the schema matches what's actually on the page. because a rating in your schema that doesn't match your page gets flagged as a data quality problem and hurts you. Now, an honest audit will also tell you the truth about schema, which is that it mainly helps Google's AI features specifically and does less for ChatGPT and Perplexity. So a good auditor weights it accordingly. They check it, they fix what's broken, but they don't oversell it as the key to everything. If an audit is built entirely around schema and treats it as the whole game, that tells you the person running it learned AI commerce from a 2024 SEO blog post, not from how the engines actually work today. The third layer is content and citability, and this is the heart of the understand you and trust you questions. It's also where the highest impact findings usually are. It starts with your product feed and catalog. A real audit goes through your feed completeness. Are your titles, descriptions, categories, attributes, and identifiers actually filled in? And your catalog mapping is the right data flowing into the AI channels through agentic storefronts. This is the highest leverage surface in all of AI commerce, so a thorough audit spends real time here. Most stores are only half done with their feed, and the gaps are exactly what's keeping them from being recommended. Then your descriptions, evaluated for whether they answer real buyer questions or just describe the product with adjectives. The AI lifts answers from clear content, so descriptions that solve problems get cited and descriptions full of branding language don't. Then your knowledge base, whether your brand and policy facts, shipping, returns, sizing, are filled out and feeding the AI channels, so the engines can answer trust questions about your store. And then the off-site half, which most audits skip. The AI engines don't just read your store, they search the open web to confirm you. So a real audit looks at your presence on the third-party sources. The engines actually cite for your category, your reviews on Google and the platforms that matter, and the comparison content and mentions that make you look legitimate from the outside. An audit that only looks at your own website is doing half the job, because the engines are checking the other half. The fourth layer is agentic readiness, and it answers the transact with you question. This is the newest layer and the one that separates a current audit from an outdated one. It's about whether your store is actually set up to be discovered and bought through AI agents, not just visible to them. A real audit checks whether your agentic storefronts are active and syncing, since Shopify turned those on by default for eligible US merchants in March of 2026. It's not enough to assume it's working. The audit confirms your products are actually syncing into the catalog the AI channels read. It checks your agent's file. Shopify generates an agent's file for your store, the instructions an AI agent reads when it arrives, and a real audit looks at whether yours is the generic default or actually customized to represent your brand accurately. It checks your review authority specifically through the agentic lens, because reviews are the trust signal that works across every engine when an agent is deciding whether to recommend you for a purchase. And it checks the practical transactability signals, accurate real-time pricing and availability, clean checkout, the things an AI agent needs to confidently move a shopper from recommendation to purchase. An agent won't recommend a product it can't verify is in stock at the price shown. This layer is where a lot of stores discover they're visible but not actually transactable. The AI can describe them but can't confidently complete a sale through them. In a world moving toward agent-driven checkout, that gap matters, and a current audit catches it. Now here's the step that separates a real audit from a checklist, and most free audits skip it entirely because it takes actual work. Citation testing. Everything I've described so far is diagnostic. It tells you whether the pieces are in place. But the only way to know if it's actually working is to test whether the AI engines cite you right now. So a real audit builds a list of the shopping prompts your buyers actually use, the category level questions people ask before they know your brand, and runs them across ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Google's AI. And it does it correctly, which means two things. Signed out, because if you test while logged into your own accounts, personalization shows you your own products and gives you a flattering, false picture. And with broad category queries, not just your exact product name, because anyone shows up for their own brand name. The real question is whether you appear when someone asks for the best option in your category without knowing you exist. That testing gives you the actual scoreboard, where you show up, where you don't, who gets named instead of you, and what sources the engines pull from. That last part is gold, because the sources the engine cites for your competitors are your roadmap for where to build presence. An audit without this is just a checklist of whether things exist. An audit with it tells you whether the things that exist are actually winning you recommendations. If someone offers you an audit and there's no before picture of your actual citation performance, they're handing you a to-do list, not an audit. The following is what a real audit should leave you with, because the deliverable matters as much as the analysis. You should not walk away with a vague score and a sales pitch. You should walk away with a prioritized action plan. The 4 layers checked, the citation test run, and then a clear, ordered list of what to fix first, second, and third, weighted by impact. The whole point of an audit is to tell you where to spend your limited time and money for the biggest gain, not to make you feel behind. A good audit is honest about what's already working, specific about what's broken, and clear about the order of operations. Crawler access before schema. Feed completeness before offsite outreach. The highest impact, foundational fixes first. If what you get back is just a number and a meeting invite, you got a lead magnet, not an audit. So whether you run this yourself using the 4 layers in the citation test I just walked through, or you have someone do it for you, now you know what good looks like. And you can hold any agency, including mine, to that standard. If you want this done for your store, that's exactly what our free AI commerce audit is. The 4 layers, the real citation testing, and a prioritized action plan you keep whether you work with us or not. No spend minimum, no obligation. Links in the description. That brings this stretch of the series full circle. We started with what agentic commerce is, walked through optimizing every surface of your store, covered how to choose help, and now you know exactly what a real audit checks. The stores that act on this while the channel is still new are the ones who win it. Go find out where yours stands.